Good news, Ian.
Flying into this episode.
Good news.
Yeah.
Folks at Analogue announced a few days ago officially they're going to do one final run of the Analogue Nt Mini, which was their first FPGA console, which was their NES. Remember, they put out their first NT, which used cannibalized Famicom parts, and then they did the FPGA after that. There, but by the power of Kevtris, doing an FPGA console here on the cutting edge here. The NT Mini version 2 features a new and perfected NES cartridge slot, updated memory because some people complained the first one scratched their carts.
Yeah.
Updated UI, branding, packaging. It includes a new 8-bit Do 2.4G controller for the NES in the box.
I'm most excited for that updated branding.
Well, it's a nice, like, gunmetal sort of color, right? It's a dark color here. It looks a little different to show. The same NT Mini you know and love, but there's a little caveat. It's in limited quantities for $499.
Whew.
That's called the NT Mini Noir. Has the gunmetal finish and features gold-plated input outputs and transparent controller ports. In terms of output, it has HDMI, RGB/component/S video and composite, analog audio, microphone input, Famicom expansion port, if you want to get that sewing machine out there and hook it up, and USB. So obviously, it's good news that this is coming back because on the secondary market, if I go on eBay, these fetch a lot of money because I don't think they sold a huge amount to begin with.
No, I don't believe so.
They were more limited than the Super NT and the Mega SG because it was still like people were just getting into it. It wasn't like the market with basically the past 3 years the market's blown up on this stuff for these FPGA here. So I just wish it was more affordable just because people are already scalping the pre-orders online for $900. That's great. That's freaking great. The original NT Mini people are listing at like $1,100 or $1,500 best offer. So these are coveted. These are coveted.
They're nice. I think they're extremely expensive. I mean, they can charge whatever they want for it if it's going to move. But and I do like their products. The Mega SG is fantastic. I love that thing, and I use it a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know lots of people have used the Super NT, but I got to be real. For $500, you can go get a retro USB AVS for $180. And sure, it's not as pretty of a system, but it does what it says on the tin and gets it done, and it works fantastically.
No, it doesn't have the frills. It doesn't have like the whatever this like aluminum like single mold case and things like that. But it gets the job done. I wish there was a. I wish they probably if they made more of them they'd probably bring the cost down. Maybe they don't know how many people want this. But I wish there was like a bargain tier like plastic shell one. Like with the SG and the Super NT.
Well, I mean that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There is. It's the retro AVS. It's the retro USB AVS. It's not by the same company, but there is an option for this cheaper if you want it.
Sure.
And that's not necessarily meant to be a knock at Analogue. They can, like I said, they make good products, but I can't see this being worth $500. I can't imagine this doing that much more. Other than people who collect want to have all of the analog stuff. It's got a name that's recognizable at this point.
I mean, it looks beautiful.
And yeah, it's a pretty system. But
yeah, the AVS also AVS is a 185. Okay, the AVS also has 4 controller slots. It also has a Famicom and an NES cartridge slot on it.
Yep, it does this.
So obviously the UI will be different, and obviously it's still an FPGA. Obviously it's programmed different from a different team, but it's an FPGA there. So yeah, so. I don't know if it's because people don't know about the retro AVS or people just are in love with the design of the NT. That's why it goes for so much money. That's what I'm guessing. But right now you can pre-order it right now, and it's going to ship. It's going to ship in July 2020. If I probably would go for this if this was like I'd say maybe even 300. I might have jumped on this. I might have, but at 500, I'm like it's a little bit out of my reach there. At $500, but there will be people that buy this, and obviously there's a market. If again they're selling for what do they actually the sold price are?
People are buying them. I mean, that's the thing. We may not be buying them, but they're going to sell.
They're selling for some reason. Some idiots are on eBay are spending $1,000 on the pre-order when they could just go to the website and get it. And the silver one sold for $1,000. I'm looking at it right now. It's a used one sold for $1,000 complete in box. A couple. So obviously Analog sees like, well, we can just do another run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if you just bought one for one sold for $1,500? You just bought one, and that was February 9th, a month ago, and now you're like, oh shit, could have saved $1,000 and got the cool Noir version, the black version there, in gunmetal there. It looks like they sell fairly regularly for a lot of money. So there you go. A jailbroken one sold for $3,300 on December 31st. Happy New Year! Holy shit! With the smoke monster pack, I don't know what that means. That means it has all the other cores in there, I guess, to play other stuff. What is the smoke monster?
Smoke monster is a guy who does stuff with.
It's ROM packs.
No, I don't believe so. Or maybe
that's coming up on a search. Mr. Packs, ROM packs.
Yeah, Smoke monster is a guy who does stuff with like FPGA stuff. I see him on Twitter every once in a while. I don't know what the packs would be.
Maybe core packs?
Maybe.
So I know that Kedris wrote a bunch of the older system cores, right?
It's possible.
I think he did like Television, ColecoVision. He did like most of them pre-NES, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, well, it looks like a great product. Again, it's out of my price range, unfortunately, there. But I'll be on board for the analog handheld, as Ian will be. He'll probably throw them in a bathtub and just swim around in them. At some point there. So anyway, anything else to add on this one?
No, not on that one.
All right, well, go pre-order the Analogue Mini MT final run if you would like.